Welcome back, everyone. It's the Aces NBA show. We are going to Game 6. Can we force Game 7, gentlemen? Welcome back to the pod. It's good to see you.
It's good to be back, Train.
He needs to know early. We need to go from the top. I know we've got to talk about everything happening in Game 5.
Early.
We've got a lot to talk about, but it's the housekeeping because it took off last week.
We're rewinding to Game 4.
We were very confident, and I must say I got a notification that my Rixies have been delivered.
My
Rixies have been delivered. He's come through, and mind you, for everybody at home, he actually pre-sent them, so maybe he knew it was a bad bet. He wasn't even close in the end. We tried to explain it, and off camera last week, I shit you not, this man sat here and he goes, "You're idiots. You guys have no idea what you're talking about. Mathurin."
When you go against two of the great basketball minds to ever grace a podcast, it's gonna be your downfall, and it was your downfall.
He was shooting the free throws like you do at the local park. He missed 4 easy ones at the end.
And he still wouldn't have got close to what Toppin.
Anyway,
Mate,
that just shows you how good the service is at Rick's because they sent them after the game and they're already on your doorstep. And it's our end of financial year sales. So get online and
get some Rick's.
Up to 58% off on Ju. But that hurt. My business partner texted me afterwards and he goes, "Mate, you're handing these out like it's a charity." I said, "Well, mate, Mathurin's a lock."
Your words.
And just to rub salt in the wound, what's happened in Game 5?
Well,
it happened
same
again.
thing happened in Game 5.
Oh, yeah.
So this is, by the way, and he said, go back to he was just like, "This is the easiest thing I've ever won in my life." That's what he said.
I can't remember what I said. So let's get a clip up. I don't think I said that. I didn't say that.
He said
No,
this is the
I did not
He
say
basically said it was the lockiest of locks. So I'm like,
well, if every lock that he said was a lock, he'd actually make some money on the punt.
yeah. But I'm pretty happy with my
today, Jalen Williams went downtown. He turned into Obi Toppin. That's who he turned into today. We'll recap that later. But yes, I lost the bet. Jeez, I was really looking forward to that steak.
We had it still. We still went.
No, hey, congratulations. Good on you, boys. You certainly didn't come to the last event I invited you to, but apparently got things to do. Anyway, Obi Toppin was huge. Well, let's get straight into Game 5. I'm going to start off with Halliburton. You love Halliburton, but do you know what? We all did. I want to start off with poor due diligence on my behalf. I was on social media the other night. Shams reported on a podcast, he saw Halliburton leave a press conference and he was limping. Oh. And I saw that with my eyes, but I forgot about it today. And I was like, it's all about Halliburton today. He's got to be aggressive. And then at halftime, he's at 0 points. I thought about that press conference and went, "You idiot. You should have taken him unders."
Well, that's on you. He's cost the group there.
The Cancun. That's
you have
know what we call that?
Costing the boys.
If we had that intel that you just told us then, which I was unaware of, I would have taken Hallie out. Now, I love Hallie. I'm ride or die with Hallie. And his injury today, I mean, obviously we've got some more intel now on that injury, but this is the NBA Finals, and you need to push through the pain barrier.
He did say that in the press. He was like, if I can walk, I can play, which I have another thing to follow up to. You finish off.
But do you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me when I played under 14s cricket, and I bowled a bad ball, and I walked back and I was rolling the shoulder over pretending it was sore. He was limping after every shot he missed. I didn't like seeing that.
I didn't even know they played cricket in the 60s, so that's a long way back as well.
I'm actually older than you, but look younger, so what's more alarming?
Well, what is going on? As the host of this show, let's get it back to the NBA. We're talking about your under 14s cricket and your right arm. Don't worry, your left.
So if you give us the intel then on Hallie, but I didn't know that either.
Well, I just remembered after the fact.
Do we think then, because I think he was more detrimental to the Pacers by trying to then play through it. It's the fine line, right? You don't want to sit out because everyone's like, "Oh, you're sitting out and in the finals is do or die." But the other's like, TJ McConnell was unbelievable. So would they have been in a better position? TJ, I think he had 18 points in the third quarter if they just continued to ride him out. It's you're damned if you do, damned if you don't as a coach.
But this is what we've spoken about this before on previous podcasts. Don't worry about hurting the players' feelings. If you're in form and you're playing well, which your man TJ was doing, get Hallie out, keep him on. Yeah. Because when he was on and he was doing what he was doing, that was like the difference in the momentum. And Indiana started making their run.
And this is what I really feel for coaches because they'd be having in two minds. If they do that, right, they keep saying, you know what, Hallie's not 100%. I know he wants to fight through it, but we need to try and win this game with TJ. Mathurin didn't have a great game, but like everybody else, we need to go with this group. And they lose, he's going to cop heat for, should have put Hallie back in. So, like, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't.
I disagree. Also, too, there's two reasons why. one, TJ was obviously one of the main reasons
was a
why
stud.
they came back.
Yeah, I'm
but
with you.
two, also, if he is got an injury or a slight thing that's niggling him, give him more time to rest on the bench. Just don't bring him back on. Rest the fourth quarter. If you win, you win. If you don't, you don't.
Yeah, it's a good point, but they did get within 4 points though.
Yeah, they got
So
close.
if when you get within 4 points, it's almost like the mastermind. If they win that game and go back home for game 6, you're saying the completely opposite thing.
Well, we're all geniuses in hindsight. But again, we were all sitting there, and again, I saw a lot of comments on social media of people like, Haley's by the way, he got clamped too. So I know he was injured, but they were all up in his grill. Like that was a defensive masterclass that we expected from OKC. A lot of comments like, is he injured or are you just having one of those games, as you said, like the under 14s where you're rolling the arm over? So I can understand why people thought that as well. But yeah, it's not what you want to see. You want these finals to be the healthiest, them just going at, because the other side of it was, would they have won if he was healthy? Hard to say, but you're not. J-Dub's dropping 40. You're probably in strife.
It
I
would have
just
been
can't
damn
stop thinking
close.
of Julius Randle. If you've been with us the whole time, I mean, we've already done our apology, but Julius Randle or Jalen Williams, so he's turned into Michael Jordan since that day. Oh, geez,
Makes me feel sick.
Yeah,
thinking
I
about
feel
it.
sick thinking about your right arm under 14s bowling. Let's keep
I
moving
would have taken
through.
your middle wicket train.
Halliburton is we've talked a lot about him, and it's very inconsistent, isn't it? He is red hot or he's ice cold, and that's something that you'll never say about J-Dub in this finals and also SGA. They have been so consistent.
If you were giving a finals, we've got game 6, hopefully game 7. Do you think they're going to wait because SGA is the MVP? They're going to wait that a little bit heavy if it was close. Now, I think he's probably in the lead now still. But like if J-Dub has 35 again and SGA has 25.
Nah, it's all over.
SGA's
I know. I'm just
Yeah.
J-Dub is now like he's a proven like he's one of the best Robins in the league. Like he has to be. If they win a title,
They're the best backcourt in the NBA now.
they have to be.
Have to be.
If they win a title on the back of it, they're the two superstars. They're the best team in the league, but they are, when one's not firing completely, the other one's picking up the slack. And this is all, by the way, being where Chet's been very fluctuating all series long.
Yeah.
So,
you get that with the young players.
Yeah.
He's stood up in big moments too. Like you go into Indiana, he has a great first quarter. Obviously, they lost that game, but he was one of the reasons why they were sort of within striking distance the whole game.
it's also why like Mark Dagnall's a genius, man. Like he put Hartenstein back in the starting lineup. I know we spoke at the start of the
saw
finals.
that. And who come out of the starting line? I was trying to work it out.
He's just messing with everything though. Like they had Wallace in there
Wallace
for a
was,
little bit.
he was starting the last few games, wasn't
Yeah,
he?
I think Hartenstein started game 4 and 5. So they just kept continuing to shake it up. And like it's a part of like a series in both in baseball and in anything that has a series is a chess game. Things are going to change all the time. Mark Dagnall's winning that right now. And again, yeah, it's fascinating. And I'm not going to say it. I don't want to say it because I've wrote the
No,
Pacers
say it.
off. I struggle to see them getting back here. I
Perfect.
really do.
Game 7. Lock it down. That's an absolute certainty.
Oh, no, game 7 might happen. I struggle to see them getting back to win a title from here.
Oh, if it gets to game 7, it's a coin toss.
Well,
but now that
well
you've,
done.
but now you've,
No,
but now
I
you've-
picked up what you were putting down.
Yes.
He's calling it.
He's
all
calling
over.
it. It's all
Game
over.
6, OKC. They are going 4-2.
That's not what I'm saying.
That's
I'm,
what you
you're
said.
saying.
No, I'm saying that the championship is OKC's now. I think they're getting.
Yeah, well, then that's not. I can't. I mean, I hope it goes to game 7. Yeah, the reason I like game 7 is because OKC, obviously, it's more pressure, but OKC in front of their home fans. I mean, I hate seeing these teams win in game 6 on the road.
Yes.
They got to wait for all their fans at 3 a.m. when they get the private jet and they're hanging over the cyclone fence. You know what I mean? Like, how much better is it when the confetti goes and you're at home and everyone's in your colours? I would prefer game 7 and all the pressure would build, and I can just
But
see.
that's the for a young team. Could that pressure then get to them if they get to a game 7 where Indiana really have nothing to lose, right? They've kind of got some free swings left. No one
They got
expects
the
them
NBA
to be
finals
here.
to lose.
But no one expected them to get here. No one expected them to get here. I've seen some other hot takes online where people like, you beat up on a poorly injured Cavs team. You didn't have to play the Boston Celtics. Like you've had the easiest run ever. You got to give them credit. This has been unbelievable. I want them to finish off on a high. If Halliburton's sore again in game 6 and limps and struggles, I don't want that for, you know how much hate he's going to cop? But like, and we're forgetting about that. No, he will. In the social media landscape, he's going to. And
it'd be unwarranted. Like,
I
he's
agree.
been enormous.
I completely agree, but I think that it's so easy for people to latch on recency bias if he does struggle because of injury. So We'll see what happens, but geez, it's been fun.
It has been fun, and SGA huge again, as you said. Let's talk about a little bit more about Game 5 before we get through all the latest news, including Desmond Bane's trade and the pick swaps for that. It's still going to be a good top convo, that one. But Indiana, right? We're going to get to you. Hey, look at him. He's like over here. He's getting a bit toey. He knows what's coming. The bench chat. Hold it. You're up next. But Siakam has been enormous. And can Siakam and the bench, which we'll talk about, and maybe a possibility of Hallie just freshening up over the next few days, can they steal Game 6, boys?
They can steal
100%. And I think the difference in Game 5 was Hallie having a nightmare because the superstars for obviously OKC played well.
Yeah.
The bench was solid. Pascal did what he had to do. Indiana's bench was unreal again. As I know, because
Get into it.
Go on,
Okay.
mate, do it.
Indiana's bench dominated OKC again. I've been copping some more heat online. Brooks DeGram 18, he's come for me again. And you are wrong, brother.
What wrestler says brother? Hulk Hogan over here.
I've got some stats.
Oh, here we go.
I've got some stats.
the stats, man.
So OKC's bench, 27 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists on 79 minutes. Indiana's bench, 41 points, 21 rebounds, and 7 assists on 83 minutes. 4 minutes difference. But off that, Indiana's bench outperformed OKC's again.
Well, the argument would be they only had 4 off-the-bench play versus Indiana. They had about 7 or 8. Have you noticed that?
It goes on minutes.
OKC definitely had, like, their bench was massive in the first half. That kind of gave them that little cushion that looked like they were going to win. So I can understand the other side of that for sure.
Wallace and Wiggins hit 7 threes off the bench. If I'm going to play Devils,
No, that were
But
good.
TJ's third quarter evens up everything.
Exactly
TJ was
right.
unbelievable.
TJ was unbelievable. TJ was the best player out of the benches today.
And Jeff slipped me 100 before this, so I have to say what I have to agree with him.
yeah, of course you do, because Obi Toppin went off, didn't he? Yeah, he had 12 and 4. Yeah. I think that one is borderline.
So in terms of the series so far, we've had 5 games. In the bench play, because that's what I copped a lot of flack for, I would say Indiana's bench has outperformed OKC's 4-1.
Bench players talking like starters. We hate it.
Well, I don't know. There was 4 steals from Caruso and Wallace. They had a block each. I reckon that one's a split. I reckon Game 5
I'm with
goes
you
half.
on-
I think you got to give it a draw for Game 5.
OKC won this game on their superstars.
Exactly
On
right.
J-Day.
That's what I'm saying. The difference in the game was
But
Hallie had a shocker.
The bench in the first half from OKC, those threes from Wallace, it was massive.
I think you got to call it a tie, and you go to Game 6. And if it's all over after Game 6, hopefully it's not. We want 7.
So if today was a tie,
It's 2. It's 2.5 each.
that doesn't work.
Yes, it does.
I said it was 4-1.
Yeah, but you're not saying it fairly. It's.
Hey, that's a new fence you're sitting on, Tommy.
Yeah.
He had a look.
Well,
Sit on the fence. We make hard calls at this show.
yeah, we do. And I'm saying that it was a draw today.
You've got a splinter. Get it off. You've got a splinter up there.
You blokes are off your head. Let's keep moving through. Righto, Desmond Bane trade. Pistol, break
Big
it down
news.
and tell me if you think they gave away too many
They
first
did,
rounders.
absolutely. 4 first-round picks, KCP, Contavious Caldwell Pope, and Cole Anthony. Now, Desmond Bane, they're in win-now mode, the Magic. I love this trade, like, in terms of personnel. I really do. Now, there's not, like, lottery picks or anything. I understand that. But, geez, we're just throwing around first-round picks like it's nothing these days. Mikal Bridges, 5 first-rounders. Like, it just – there should be a currency we're holding on to these a little bit more. It does make them – geez, I'll tell you what, it's going to be – they're going to be, they'll call them league pass teams. I'm going to be watching nearly every Orlando game next year when they're fully healthy. Jalen Suggs, Bane, Banchero, Wagner. They've still got to probably maybe go out and get an impactful starting center. Wendell Carter can do it. It's they're going to be one of the most fun teams to watch. And by the head coach who Jamal Mosley used to play in the NBL as well. So shout out to him. I love the trade personnel wise. I just think it's a lot of picks. And I'm starting to wonder now. I feel like the Grizz have peaked because they've been in like a championship window, just maybe hanging on, just looking off the top of the window. I think they're going to just tear it all up.
Yeah.
I think they're going to go back into a full rebuild. You see now that there's like the shortest chances that if Ja Morant does get traded, he go to Toronto. Like they might start looking and saying, you know what, we're going to give Triple J, Jaren Jackson Jr. to the Knicks. They want to pair him up with the Knicks with Cat, which would be good. So there's a lot of things. I think the Grizz are going to start to say, we're going to tear this up. We've maxed out. Let's just go back from scratch.
Well, the trade basically tells you that, doesn't it?
It does, because
if they wanted to be competitive, they wouldn't have traded Bane.
They would have got more impactful pieces. So like KCP and Cole Anthony are great players, but KCP will probably be
Great
bought
players?
out. No, like great role players,
Okay.
but like they'll be bought out, probably KCP. and he'll go somewhere else on a contender. And then you've got Cole Anthony, you've got all these youngsters. I think they're going to maybe put on the table, hey, let's listen to some offers for Jar. Who wants Jar? What can we get for Jar? More picks, more youth.
Do you think Jar's holding the value he once held? Obviously, he had the controversy off court.
He should.
Injuries.
He should. But yeah, I understand what you're saying. It's a
But
tough
he's a
one.
superstar.
He's bloody oath he
You
is.
can't trade Jar if you're the Grizz, can you?
But
No,
what are they
if you're
doing,
in a
mate?
rebuild,
Well, you
absolutely.
got 4 first rounders now. That's a lot of ammunition. You
I think
got a
you
bit
can-
of stuff to throw around. I feel like you've got a lot up your sleeve now. Four first rounders.
Do you reckon Jar probably wants to win now? Do you reckon
Well, he's got no. They're not winning now.
No, so I think that Jar might have, like, he's always wanted to be Memphis for life. He's like, they always say it.
they
But
all say that.
I think they might be having a conversation the next couple of weeks. Hey, would you be like, we want to do what's best for you. You've always done the, well, has he done the best?
Yeah, probably
No,
not.
well, okay. This is. Are you sticking with Jar as your franchise man, or you're moving on?
No, I
because
think
they
you are.
have to do it soon.
I think he's young enough that you can wait a couple. Like, we're in a rebuild mode now. Get rid of Jaren Jackson Jr. We've got Zach Edey, the youngster rookie last year.
Yeah.
We're going to get all these other young pieces, and then in 4 years we'll contend. OKC had the quickest rebuild ever.
Yes.
Why do you say 4 years? It makes me sick when people say that. Why can't you
That's
win?
that's when you start
But
your
there's
prime.
30 teams, man. They're not going to rebuild.
When you got the first round picks, you can trade those around. They're not easy to get on. Like if you look
Yeah,
at
but getting rid of Desmond Bane puts you, and not bringing back another superstar or close to superstars means you're thinking something different now. They are thinking in a different path. So I think you're at least opening the door, saying, hey, what does anybody want, Jar? What would you give us? And then you're having a conversation.
But you make a good point with Jar, because at the end of the day, you still need to sell tickets. You still need to get bums on seats. And Jar, I guess, is that, he's that card for them.
Yeah.
So, it's like Kobe when he was at the Lakers. They were terrible, but they kept Kobe, paid him a huge contract because you still want to sell the stadium out every single
It's
night.
a great, like Orlando people, like we gave up way too much, but it's like Desmond Bane's going to help you in the short
well,
term.
it reminded me of Mikal Bridges' trade to Brooklyn.
Yeah, it's like it helps me. It helps us in the short term. We're in win now mode. Bankero's a stud. Wagner's a stud. Like Jalen Suggs hopefully healthy. Like they're going to be unbelievable. And the way and how weak the East is, mind you, too. The West to East trades is something to watch.
Quick one on the East. If you were to invest in a stock, you have to invest one of the teams. Which team are you investing in? Detroit or Orlando? You're going to get to make.
Jeez,
that's
that's tough.
great one.
Jeez, that's awesome from you. That's not even on the run sheet.
I'm going Detroit.
Yep. After that trade, though,
After that trade, I just like how young Detroit are. And obviously we had Jock on and he's talking about how fierce, some of the competitors are, the young guys. And they've got the other Thompson. Like they're a real hungry young core.
I just think Orlando were injured all year and you haven't seen anywhere near their best. And now you add Bane.
Jeez, that's one of your best. I'm still struggling to answer that.
That is a
I
good one.
think
It's not hard
though.
to stump you.
Jeez,
pistol.
what about old fence sitter over here?
Oh,
Hurry
yeah,
up,
hang on.
mate.
No, splinters over there.
I'm gonna
a few
answer it.
splinters hanging under the hat, isn't
We've got a
it? I can see a
45-minute
few
podcast,
splinters. Is there a few splinters under the hat? or what?
Have a look at him.
We're on a time restriction. Come on.
I think I'm taking Detroit as well, just because I love Cade Cunningham so much. I think Cade Cunningham's the top 10 player in the league. He can get to even higher than that next year. I think they're going to make a move too. So I think that's going to come very soon. But yeah, I'm going to take Detroit just. Geez, we might regret that next season.
It's going to be, you say the East is weak, but you think about the Knicks,
Boston.
Magic, Boston. I don't know about Boston. They're in a bit of strife.
Boston done like they
That's
have
what
to
I'm saying.
shake
That's
all
what I'm
this
saying.
up.
These
Dude, you
young
have no
teams.
idea what's coming. They're
Yeah,
going to have to.
What's coming?
They can't pay. Like, so Drew Holiday's probably going to have to be on the move.
Oh, he's gone.
They're listening to Jalen Brown right now.
Tatum's done an Achilles, mate. He's
Yeah,
out for the whole season.
He'll be back for finals.
But it's all
Yeah, they
about
won't get there.
the new CBA with the second level aprons and stuff. They can't afford. They actually can't keep this team together, so they have to get rid of some. And like they might have to get rid of Derek White. He's been so they. This is not going to be the same Boston team you've come to know. And
It
love.
won't be the same, but KP gone, Holiday gone.
Two starters who got you a title.
Yeah, but I'm saying
Derek White maybe.
if I was a GM, I'd be willing to sacrifice those guys. How much you're paying them and the production you're getting back.
We'll see.
I don't think they're worth the money.
We'll see what they put together.
I don't think Boston will be anywhere near the Eastern Conference Finals next year.
Oh, you know what, Tommy? I love that. I'm with you.
Yeah. Oh, they're time. I think they're done.
No, they will be. They'll be courtside waving saying hello. That's about as good.
Knicks, Orlando,
Cavs, Pacers,
Detroit, Cavs,
Pacers.
Pacers.
Pacers are right there.
They're your top five?
You can't not give Pacers the credit. 2 years in a row they've got
Yeah.
to the Eastern Conference
We
Finals.
could
So
sit here
yeah,
all day and talk about this. Let's keep moving to Kevin Durant. What's the latest there? He's narrowed it down to 3. Apparently, doesn't want to go to Minnesota.
Surprising.
yeah.
You do hear a lot of rumors,
But never anything from KD himself, right?
Yeah, did he say that?
No, well, no, they came out as a report KD has said.
Yeah,
but like,
yeah.
who's saying it?
Yeah, true.
Well, Shams has the good mail. Was it
It's-
Shams?
Was it Shams?
I don't know if Shams said the first three was in Miami. You said Spurs and I thought Minnesota was the other
He's
one.
not going to Miami.
But then I saw another thing as I
The
was
Rockets
coming in.
is the one that
Houston,
makes
sorry,
sense.
Houston was the other one.
Houston makes a lot of sense. Steve Adams just re-signed. I wonder what that means for our man Jock.
He did mention, I think, I don't think
I
he'll
just
be
think
there.
like for him, he wants to be a backup. You don't want to be a second backup. There's got to be he could be a good backup at LA Lakers, man. I'm telling you,
Question.
Lakers make sense for him.
Question, would a second backup be a third?
Yeah.
Okay.
Very average. It's the first time I've made an absolute mare of myself. Kevin Durant, where you locking him? You don't know. Where do you want him to go? Well, we spoke about this last week, but
he's not going to go to Miami Heat.
I think Houston makes sense, man.
Houston would be
or
great.
Wemby, but it's win now mode for Kevin.
I think
he
I
get to
want
Knicks?
I think he's again another report. I don't know if he said it. I think he mentioned the Knicks. They'd have to give up a bit.
Again, I'll go back to Jock. You get taxed a heap in New York. He was talking about it on the Tommy Talks podcast about the tax and the difference. And being in Texas, I think there's a bit of an advantage, right?
Yeah,
So
but KD
being at
he wants to
Houston,
win.
I think Katie's current, his next year is 58.5.
wouldn't matter, would it? Tax.
Nah, he's made that much money. It would not matter.
I don't think.
And he wants to win. He's got a couple of years left in his prime. He wants to win now.
Yeah, the win now's the key. So Houston's right there, which understandably so.
Like he's not going to Miami and just winning 20 games. He doesn't want that.
All right, keep moving on. But Caitlin Clark, is she the greatest female basketballer we've ever seen?
I'm not sure she's the greatest because of obviously a small sample size, but what she's doing to the WNBA is something we've never seen. Like her effect on audience numbers when she plays versus not plays, they get 7,000 into the stadium when she doesn't play. When she plays, they get 15,000. On the road, what have I got to study here? When they're on the road, so the away teams, 55% increase in.
They had to move venues. They had to move to bigger venues.
exactly.
Yeah. it's
But
huge.
I look like she's so
Bums on
entertaining.
seats. Magic Johnson said this the other day.
Yeah.
A superstar sells out the arena
She's so
on the
entertaining
road.
to watch.
100%.
Her first game back from injury in the 3 threes in 38 seconds, just pulling from deep like
Mate, I'm
Steph.
telling- she's got to be the greatest female
there's a
basketballer
chance
we've
she-
seen.
There's a chance she can go down as that in her for career, no doubt about it. But it's way too early to do that when you've got the likes of Maya Moore, Diana Taurasi. I'm going to put like LJ. We love LJ here in Australia. She was the greatest we've ever seen. There is so many people
Okay,
in
maybe
that.
most skilled then.
Oh, definitely the best shooter.
Best shooter.
It's still early. I
Best
think
shooter. She's pulling up from
Mate,
30
she's
feet.
honestly like Steph Curry. She just pulls
it's still
up.
too early to
And not
give her
even
that
balanced.
though.
Man,
She's
she's,
not
so
balanced.
I
good.
think it's without a question she will be. I just think it's too early to
Could
pull
she
the trigger
play
on
NBA?
that.
Could Caitlin Clark come off the bench?
Why not? If she's got that range,
It's a great question.
you'd have to think about like what she's
Have a
scoring.
go at Splinters over there. He has not
mate.
stopped sitting on the fence since he had a
Taking
go
that
at
long
me.
to answer the question too.
Mate,
I said I think
Wait.
she could. I said I think she could.
You think or you know?
No, I think she could come on there and launch a couple from deep. Absolutely.
Jeez, I'd go at her on defense.
Defensively,
mate.
it would be-
Yeah, I know.
Defensively, it'd be
Lou
different.
Dort would get
But there's
him away
more.
from him.
Like again, we'll go back in history. Remember when Brittany Griner said that she could beat DeMarcus Cousins 1-on-1? Like we're talking different. She's a point guard where she can just pull up. She's got a great handle as well. You know, obviously, the NBA defenders wouldn't take it easy as well. So that's that side of it too. But she is the most entertaining. I don't want to say that I've ever seen because again, Maya Moore I used to love to watch. I still love to watch A'ja Wilson play. There are some elite women playing in the WNBA. Will she go down as the greatest of all time? Probably.
Splinters over there. Wait, let's see if the Splinters continue. It's start, bench, cut time. Wemby, Giannis, Luca. Start,
You want me to go
bench,
first?
cut.
I've got my easy first cut.
Ooh.
I'm cutting Luca.
Have you not seen his preseason?
I'm cutting.
Lou Zempic?
I'm going to finish it.
Have you not seen him?
I'm saying Giannis has won a title, right? So Giannis is going to get the nod. He's won a title. He's proven he's a two-way player.
This is for your team right now.
Team right now
Right
to
now.
win
This
next
is
year.
right now.
Right now, I'm probably going Giannis start Wemby bench right now, but in the future, Wemby. Actually, I'll change it. Okay, start Wemby. It's written there. Start Wemby, bench Giannis, cut
Oh
Luka.
my God.
Are we keeping this in or are we cutting it out? Because I don't know what
I just said it.
Is he speaking English over there?
I just said I'm trying to. You talk about winning
This
right
has
now.
been the longest episode we've ever had because Pistol can't make a decision on anything.
I'm cutting Luka just because defensively the other two offer more on both ends.
I respect that. I
Who do you
respect
cutting?
that. Depends if it's win now.
Oh, it depends. Bloody get off
that's
the
right
fence.
now.
Well, I'll
Win
tell you
now.
now, I'm not having Wemby and Giannis. So I'm gonna start Wemby. I'm gonna bench Luca and I cut Giannis.
You're going to cut MVP. dual MVP
I just
championship
want
winner.
a playmaker,
He's only
and
30.
I don't want two big monsters.
No.
Oh,
Okay.
but
Actually, I don't mind
you
it.
boys
I don't
wanna
mind it.
change
I'm just
it?
looking at it defensively. I don't like Luka's the worst defender of the three. It's the easiest way to think. They all do. They all score. Luka obviously passes better for sure, but like
Does
Wemby,
everything else better.
who are you cutting?
I'm cutting Giannis
Why?
because I feel like he is now on the downward spiral of his prime.
No, they're just trying to win now, not win.
Yeah, I'm saying right now. I'm picking a team right now.
Yeah.
I'm starting Luka. I'm
Wow.
benching Wemby. And I'm cutting Giannis.
I can't believe you've benched Wemby, but obviously different
He's
tactics.
coming off the bench. He's still giving me 40 and 20
yeah, well,
off the
I'm
pint.
not even thinking about a team. I'm just thinking about like the actual players
I
individually.
just think right now, where everyone's thinking about Luka, how he went
I
this
can't
year.
wait for this to be clipped up.
This year.
Me and Pistol have just done the old to stitch him up here. You are going to look like an absolute clown. You're going to starting Luca. I feel like anyway, maybe with jokes on us, but I just
I'm-
feel like
you can't lose.
Just going off the NBA Finals last year, what Luka did, he's beating everyone in points, rebounds, assists.
And what-
Like not many players do it. The last person to do that is LeBron James, who's
a fair
classified as the greatest of all time.
Second greatest of all time. Now, what has Luka got to show for it though? Nothing. No trophy. Nothing.
What's Wemby got?
Oh, we know what Wemby is. Wemby's a unicorn. Giannis has MVPs and titles. That's the ultimate glory, right?
Giannis is done.
either way you cut it.
He's done. Giannis is done.
Nah, yeah, it's a bad call.
He's not done, but Luka's 26.
I tell you what's done. This program will be getting cancelled after that call. That is a hard one. Do that at home. Start, bench, cut. If you are watching this on YouTube, please get in the comments. We're loving comments so we can get back to you in the way you shape this show. It's been an amazing first season. But get in the comments. Start, bench, cut. Wemby, Luka, or Giannis.
People are going to say you're cooked whichever way you
You're
go. That's
cooked
the
either
beauty
way.
of it.
That's the beautiful thing about that one. So well done to whoever put that on the run sheet. Let's keep moving, boys. I want to talk about the big three quickly. Let's get into Game 6 preview. But Pistol, you're really keen because there's a bit of drama around the big three.
It's the Lance Stevenson Dwight Howard fight. Like they were full on brawl, nearly got into the fans. This is all stemming from. Did we catch Lance Stevenson playing Michael Beasley one-on-one?
Yeah. Did
Like-
you see Beasley?
Beasley, for those, like Beasley's a bucket. Like that means
he's
been through
unhinged
some.
too.
Yeah, but he's been through some shit. Like he went out there and he is like you talk about guys like one-on-one like legends. That like he's one of those. He said he would beat Melo one-on-one. I think he said it to Aiden Ross. That's not happening. Melo is like the ISO king. But then that made me think about because they're starting. I think some other players agreed to play one-on-one. Like who wins? Again, we've got a lot of cliff things there, but who wins a one-on-one king of the hill in the world?
Well, I would love to see a one-on-one competition at the All-Star weekend and an actual
let's
game.
keep it just NBA. Like who wins? Who wins that? Who wins?
Who's the greatest one-on-one player ever?
currently right now?
SGA.
Probably- Nah, it'd be KD.
Yeah, KD.
SGA. Be up
Right
there.
now, because
KD actually, yeah, because of his
there's
reach.
two answers. Only two answers. It's KD or Kyrie. They're the only two answers.
Yes.
What, SGA wouldn't go all right?
No, I think the answer right now would be KD. KD because he can defend as well.
Yes.
So KD's the unequivocal answer.
Handles, range,
What's
like
wrong with
shoots over
SGA?
everyone.
No, he'd be around the mark. I just don't.
Where would he be ranked then? Give me a ranking.
Where of SGA?
Yeah, is he 10? Is he 5 in your head?
Kyrie's better
I mean-
than SGA one-on-one.
Kyrie coming off an ACL though.
Well, he's still in his ACL rehab. So if we're thinking right now, then take Kyrie out. But I think Kyrie is one of the most skilled basketball players we have ever seen.
I can't wait to see him do another episode of Uncle Drew. That stuff's crazy how he does that.
It is
He's
crazy.
he's one of the most skilled individual players we've ever seen. But KD's the answer. KD is the answer. Thank you.
Well, boys, I think we now start to talk about Game 6 preview. The adjustments, if you're the head coaches, what are you doing? As we know, check out the PointsBet app. We're going to have our Cancun fun bet up there. We haven't landed it yet, boys.
We've been close.
It's Cancun or it's Toowoomba the way we're going, but we're going to go to that. We were very stiff the other day with Halliburton deciding to just...
Well, it was different game 4 too. We were right there in game 4.
I know. Jalen Williams looked like getting those 2 steals. Got one in the first quarter, but
Roll off
anyway...
his leg, the
Yeah.
steal.
Stiff.
We are going to land one. There was 23 steals. We've just got to nail one player to get 2 or 3. But as we said, check out the NBA Finals on the PointsBet app and use StatMat as your best mate. Cross-reference all your bets as they have all the insights integrated into the app. It's truly a betting experience. PointsBet built different. I tell you who's built different is you two lads next to me. Boys, are we going to Cancun or, as I said, is it a Toowoomba job?
No, we've been around the mark. And again, this is do or die for the Pacers. So like they're going to have to play the main guys. I want to see right now for Indiana, you've got to make a choice. You've got a couple of days to get the health into Halliburton, the rest, all the recovery. If he's not, what percentage? What percentage would you, or you, if he can walk, he can play?
No, he'll play.
Yeah, but I'm looking at it like if he is going to be detrimental like he was in game 5, just see if they've got to start Mathurin. Start Mathurin, let him get some shots up and try and give him extra rest to get to a game 7. Don't let him be a hindrance on the court if he can't go.
I agree. But they've got the best sports scientists in the world. Give him a couple of Naprosyn 1000s, as we've all had over the career.
Make sure you have food with them or they'll get your stomach.
That's true. But he'll be right to go. He's not going to step on that floor if he's not right to go. And he had an absolute howler today. There is no way he is going to have that game again because he is one of the great players at responding to criticism. As we've seen over the journey, he was voted the most overrated player in the NBA, and look what he's come out and done. So I think next game is going to be no different.
Now, since this is episode 10, I think we can call ourselves Halliburtons. We've all responded to criticism along this show.
We have.
Yeah, absolutely. We've copped it and we've bounced back in the right way. So that's a credit to all of you.
Oh, thanks, mate. Appreciate that. I'll just give a little fist bump to the boys. I like that. We are Stewie Jew here, though, and I think we are biting a little bit more than we can chew, but that is that how you say it?
Yeah.
biting off a little bit more than we can chew.
That's perfect, mate. You nailed it.
I've had a mare with those sayings lately. All right, boys. Well, look, we're going to get our Cancun fun bet up on the PointsBet app. We have a little bit of time to just suss the lineups, suss the injury list.
Yeah, injuries are big.
See where everyone's at. But when you wake up, expect those same gamers to be right in front of you on the PointsBet app. So make sure you check that one out. Pistol, just break the game down as we close out the show. Just predict what's going to happen so you look like a clown or you look like a superstar when we come back for the last episode.
It's all. I'm with you though. We've been talking about. It's all about whether Halliburton's going to be healthy enough to be able to give them some juice. They're playing at home. They should feel really confident. I earlier to what you said, Tommy, I think there's a little part of OKC who would love to win in front of their fans because of how good their fans have been throughout this whole journey. And just the way the NBA's gone on the Pacers. Let's see here, and I reckon it'll go 7. I reckon we'll be back talking about it. Really? I think it'll go to 7.
Who do you like?
I think Nembhard's going to have to play a lot bigger of a role offensively while still trying to do the same defensive job. And maybe this is another one where you just get Mathurin in first sub off the bench, man. If Hallie's touch and go, get him in there, and if he gets hot, you know what can happen. So I think they're going to have to try and shuffle things around, and then hope OKC, a couple of their superstars, have somewhat of an off night.
Big games, big names. I bet around the big players. And I'm going to look back at the well at Halliburton, PRA. I'm going overs.
Makes me sick.
He had an absolute stinker.
Stick by it, man. I'm with you.
He had an absolute
Firstly,
stinker last
this
game.
guy acting like, makes you see you keep doing the same one. He's been on J-Dub 2 steals since like 1988. Just doing the same thing. And I you know what? I back both of you because you're my boys.
I love that. Well, I'll tell you what's going to happen, fellas. I'll tell you what's going to happen. OKC are going to blow them out. I can just see the benches getting activated in the middle of the fourth. I reckon they're going to throw everything at this game. Halliburton's injured. They see that. There's a weakness there. They target him. They know their next plan. Mathurin, he hasn't seen a defense like it fresh. And SGA, 31 and well held in game 5. That's scary. So Chet is the one that I think will fire up as the second player. SGA, he'll be doing his thing, but it's all about those two for me. And I really like our man Nembhard for 2 or 3 threes. So he has to be aggressive. Yep. And when a player's injured, the coach, if he's a good coach, which we know he's a superstar coach, he's going to get around to the boys and he's going to be like, aggressive. You boys need to put up more shots or we're no chance. So that's what I expect. I'm not even going to consider Halliburton.
Well done, Tommy.
Well done. Pascal. Pascal has to be in there.
He's always in there. He's a superstar.
Throw him in.
But as we said, we got a little bit of time up our sleeves. We're going to cook it up. But get on the PointsBet app under Oz American Aces Hub or just under the game and you'll see our same gamers. Boys, it's a bit sad if this is the end, but I'm hoping we can get to game 7. I just said it won't, but I'm hoping that I'm wrong, and I'm hoping that we are back for one more before the end of the year. We're carrying on here, but is there anything you want to say to the fans before we wrap it up?
Thank you for everyone that's listened and watched, and it's been a pleasure. Season 1, and I can't wait for season 2. But it's not the end. We'll see you for game 7.
Love it. Game 7 right there. I think it'll be over in 6. Thanks, guys. Get in the comments, YouTube. Pistols lost the plot. We'll see you same time next year.
It's another snot rocket, Dennis.
Oh, boy. Let's wrap this show up. Thank you. Hit subscribe as well while you're at it. Wrap this one up. Here we go.
We got a code red. The egg has flown the nest. We have lost Alpha.
Not gonna happen, buddy. Now that's built different, just like the PointsBet app.
This season, check out PointsBet's NBA Bet Tracker. Bet on NBA markets and follow them live in the PointsBet app.
Damn, you're strong.
That was a close one, mate.
PointsBet. Built different.
What are you really gambling with? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.